All right, all right, all right. Let me check and make sure because sometimes y'all said my mic wasn't on last time. Look like we're good. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Top of the morning to you. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read. You put it in the book, and we absolutely will find it. That's right, 30 minutes a day to keep broke and stupid away. That's right, 30 minutes a day to keep broke and stupid away. Man, I'm your host, ERGJ, certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises and the Black Bazaar. We're super excited this morning. I got quite a few people who are super excited about our new title, The Wealth Choice, which we will be getting into very, very shortly. You guys, while you guys are connected, man, go ahead and hit the like button, the share button, the follow button, subscribe button, any button you can touch base with, man. Go ahead and do that. Show your support for Reading Rainbow 2.0. We're going to be getting into a book called The Wealth Choice. This is a book we'll probably go all the way through as much as possible. Also, let us know where you're connecting from, what city, what state, what country. Love to know how far our reach is this morning as we're broadcasting live across Facebook and YouTube, across the World Wide Web. That's international. You could be in the States. You could be global, whatever the case may be, man. Y'all know what time it is, though. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature that's for the masses. Where to put your money down, now how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. Our brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. Yeah. We all just come together. There's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street Book Club. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
All right, my beautiful people, man. Again, thanks so much for joining us here today. I am also an author myself, so I do have a soft spot for those who have written some literature for us. And so this show is all about highlighting Black authors who have brought some value to our community. And so if you are an author or you know an author that has written literature in these spaces, then this might be the show for them. We do focus on wealth or finance, business, personal development, and also motivation as well. So, or money motivation. So any one of those four kind of areas, and you are a Black author that has brought something in that space, love to know what you have written, and quite possibly we can feature your book on this show. I'm an author of a book called The Black Billionaires Club. It's a book where we highlight the Black billionaires of today. It's time for version 2.0, but you can find the first version by simply going to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com. That's right, theblackbillionairesclub.com. Pick up your copy today. Grand Rising to you, Miss Vivian Reed is in the house. Thanks so much for joining us here today on New Black Wall Street Book Club. My main man, Sam Martin, in the house, man. Thanks so much, man. Tanisha from Mississippi has joined us here this morning. Of course, Miss Yvette Goodridge is in the house, always showing her support. My main man, Mr. Black CEO himself, Brother Otts is joining us. Oh, man, it's going to be a special morning as we're going to get into this book called The Wealth Choice. This is a book written by a brother named Mr. Dennis Kimbro. You can find this book on his website, www.denniskimbro.com, www.denniskimbro.com. Now, I will say, this is the very first thing I want to take away just from the title. Everybody put in the comments below, I choose wealth. I choose wealth. Go ahead and put that in the comments below. We want to grab that this morning. I choose wealth. I think many of us, by neglect or regret, may have chosen poverty in the past, may have chosen from a poor mindset. We have a poor bank account, but today we're going to make a choice to choose wealth. And as we get into this book, we'll begin to learn how to make that choice become tangible and relevant for our particular life. Again, show you guys what the book looks like. The Wealth Choice. This is Success Secrets of Black Millionaires. Of course, I guess Mr. Kimbro and I are kind of on the same time, on the same wavelength, as I wrote a book called The Black Billionaires Club. Okay, I choose wealth. How many guys are choosing wealth this morning? Wealth not only in your bank account, but wealth in your life. I wanted you to understand that money is the lowest form, the lowest form of wealth. You have wealth in your body, which would be your health. You have wealth in your relationships. You got to choose wealth, though. So it's a choice that you and I make. And as we get into this book, The Wealth Choice, we're going to start in the introduction. This is a wealth of knowledge, the most powerful economic weapon, the first law of wealth, the first law of wealth. And I got a quote from a Mr. John Hope Bryant. You guys know about him with the Hope Foundation, all that stuff. Says this: if you don't know better, you can't do better. If you don't know better, you can't do better. New Black Wall Street Book Club, 30 minutes a day to keep broke and stupid away. Let's read. Why aren't you rich? Great question this morning. Why aren't you rich? This is a question that was brought to Mr. Kimbro from a John H. Johnson, who was the founder and the chief executive of Ebony Magazine, the nation's leading Black publication. Fired at me as I sat across from his desk in his plush Chicago headquarters. Caught off guard, I had never considered this question. I suggest that you consider the gifts that you've been given, Johnson continued. You and your generation live in an era of unprecedented wealth and growth. More men and women have become wealthy in the last 20 years than any other time in human history. You've been given a sound mind and a sound body, not to mention an energetic spirit, as well as an opportunity at every turn. And to top it off, you've earned a degree from one of the finest schools in the country. Again, the publishing tycoon repeated his question, this time demanding an answer. Why aren't you wealthy? Well, what a question to be asked by quite possibly a mentor of yours. Why aren't you wealthy? I sat motionless and ashamed that I could not answer his question, ashamed that I had failed to grasp past opportunities, ashamed that I failed to realize that wasted time means wasted energy, wasted talents, and wasted potential. Everybody put in the console, don't waste time. Wasted time means wasted energy, wasted talents, and wasted potential. I now know that time is money. No one should waste an hour any more than they should waste a dollar bill. But most important, I was saying because I have failed to cultivate, nurture, and emulate Johnson's passion and purpose for life. The millionaires among us are men and women of laser-like focus and concentration. Wealth creators who have hammered away at one place long enough to accomplish their purpose. In a world of mostly have-nots, the wealthy and influential tend to be individuals with one overriding objective, one unwavering aim. Ironically, the man or woman who is forever looking about to see what he or she can find never finds a thing. In short, we find what we seek with all our heart. And if we look for nothing in particular, guess what? We find just that. When you woke up this morning, did you wake up with a goal? Did you wake up with an aim? Are you looking for something? We find what we seek with all our heart. And if we look for nothing in particular, guess what? We find just that. I was ashamed because I was finally forced to answer to a man who served as my judge and jury. Johnson, a one-time have-not, had spent the better part of 3 decades crafting articles at night and peddling them during the day before he was given a chance to demonstrate his powers of persuasion to the world of commerce. After starting Ebony, he became a multimillionaire by age 40. A weaker spirit would have quit years ago. And this remarkably committed individual unselfishly carved out a piece of his day to school me on the demands of wealth. If you want to know how people feel about themselves, Johnson reasoned, look at their bank account. Money is the great measurement of your mindset. There are thousands of men and women who have lost every material possession, and yet because they possess a stout heart, an unconquerable will, and the determination to push ahead, they are just as far from poverty as before their loss. Here lies the good news. Wealth is less a matter of circumstance than it is a matter of knowledge and choice. Everybody put in the comments on knowledge and choice. Wealth is less a matter of circumstance than it is a matter of knowledge and choice. With such wealth, no one should ever be poor. You must take control of your life. You must make the decision to be wealthy. You must take control of your life. You must make the decision to be wealthy. What a start to the book. I tell you, what a start. This is just the first little bar. We're going to keep going, 30 minutes a day, beautiful people. Again, for those that may just be tuning in, We are starting in the book, The Wealth Choice, Success Secrets of Black Millionaires by Mr. Dennis Kimbro. And we're into the introduction, which is called A Wealth of Knowledge. Let's keep reading. The next subsection is called When the Student is Ready. When the student is ready. Let's read. During an economics class at Atlanta University, an inquisitive student asked the scholar and educator W.B. Du Bois for the quickest and surest way to prosperity. What I am about to share, Dr. Du Bois replied, you would do well to write on your heart and place in your purse. Many a ruined man dates his downfall from the day he began buying what he did not need. If you are in debt, part of you belongs to your creditors. To whom you give your money, you give your power. To whom you give your money, you give your power. More than a century later, Du Bois' words still resonate. Money is arguably one of humanity's greatest tools. Regardless of the heat it generates, money is like any other resource or commodity, neither good nor bad, neither sinful nor sacred. Unlike other resources, however, money evolves from the thought processes of those who possess it. It is an instrument, a standard that can be used for good and evil, by the rich and the not so rich, by the haves as well as the have-nots. Too many of us, like the inquisitive student just described, fail to understand the importance of financial management. Only one path connects poverty and great wealth, the long and rugged road of faith, family, and hard work. What the marketplace wants are men and women with the ambition and nerve to work and wait, whether the world applauds, criticizes, or condemns them. Wealth requires a Janice Bryant Howard who spent more than 25 years staring down hard times and toiling as a little fish in a big pond, building her one-woman temporary employment agency into a major corporate player. Long dismissed by the competition, Howard built her business brick by brick from a tiny Southern California office. She was raised as one of 11 children in the segregated South, and it wasn't until Howard took an economics course in college that she realized the depth of her childhood poverty. But in spite of this, her family surrounded her, as they did each of their children, with love, self-confidence, and insatiable thirst for academic excellence. With less than $1,500 in savings and personal loans, this devoutly spiritual woman founded the Act One Group, one of the largest female and minority-owned companies in the country, boasting annual revenues of more than $600 million. What is the source of her wealth? Not genius, not deep pockets or well-placed contacts, but unshakable faith, matched by tireless passion and energy. Here's a secret that she personally shared with me nearly a decade ago. To some people, $500 million seems like a vast sum of money. However, I've invested darn near every dime I earned back into my company. I refuse to fall prey to the bling bling life. I've learned early on the power of the words, I can't afford it. Now, in case you guys don't know who Janice Howard is, she now owns the second largest Black-owned business in the world. Okay, so she is behind a brother, but she runs the second largest Black-owned business in the world. That's Miss Janice Howard from Act One Group. You may want to look her up. Each day, men and women go to their graves in obscurity because timidity prevented them from making a start, or at least an initial effort. If they had just begun, in all likelihood, they would have found their calling and achieved financial success. Everybody putting a little start. Start. If they have just begun. Now, this is a great word for right now, as we're in the 11th day of January of a new year, 2021. Some of us, we let the pandemic keep us from getting started. If they had just begun, in all likelihood, they would have found their calling and achieved financial success. You don't have to be great to get started, but you got to start in order to be great. Got to get started. Reginald F. Lewis never knew he was beaten. The words that were written on his heart throughout his life are now etched on his headstone. Keep going, no matter what. This was Lewis's mantra as he struck the single deal that not only transformed his investment firm, the TLC Group, but Black-owned businesses as well. In 1984, with only $1 million in cash and $24 million in borrowed funds, Lewis snapped up the Manhattan McCall Pattern Company, intent on revitalizing a 117-year-old sewing pattern maker. Just a year later, he shocked the financial community by selling McCall's to the John Crowther Group, a British textile maker, for $63 million. Moreover, Crowther agreed to take on $32 million in debt owed by the pattern company. For TLC, the deal meant a remarkable 80-to-1 return on its initial $1 million investment. That coup ensured Lewis a top spot on Wall Street's financial community as he engineered TLC's next major transaction, the takeover Beatrice International, a global food manufacturer valued at $985 million. The odds may be 1,000,000 to 1 against reaching your financial goals, but ever-present opportunities can shift the prospects in your favor if you just use your God-given talents and act. Why stand there with folded arms begging the Creator for blessings that he has already bestowed? Hasn't he given you the necessary faculties and strengths? Hasn't he blessed you with a sound mind and a sturdy body? Is there no way in which you can utilize each passing moment to improve your condition and be of benefit to others? All the seats are taken. Are all the positions filled? Are the resources of our great nation fully developed? Is the competition so fierce that you won't even try? With the world stacked with work that needs to be done and countless examples to encourage you to dare to find your highest good and true calling, why wait? Remember, when the Israelites found themselves caught between Pharaoh's army and a crashing wave of the Red Sea, Moses asked for divine help. And the response, the Lord of heavenly hosts requested, "Why do you cry unto me? Tell the children of Israel to go forward." In other words, pay heed to your passion and seize the hour. Everybody put in the comments below, go forward. What's going on with you? We got an international sister here with us, man. Good morning to you. Out of Kenya, joining us here on the New Black Wall Street Book Club, Maggie Nyakio. I hope I said that right. I probably didn't say it right, but hopefully I got the first part right. What's going on with you? That's right, man. I'm Kimani. What's going on, Mr. Martin? That's right, man. What's going on, man? ITW Investments. What's up with your brother? Thanks so much for joining in. My brother, man, Mr. Lowry is in the house. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Again, guys, we are going through, we're getting started here with the wealth choice. We're in the introduction of wealth and knowledge, the most powerful economic weapon, the first law of wealth. We go forward. That's right, man. Y'all know we got to play a little advert. We'll be right back here to continue along, not finishing, but continuing our journey here. What do you guys think so far? Hopefully, you guys taking a little bit of notes. It's helping you get your day started thinking right on your path to wealth. Again, I choose wealth. It is a choice. We'll be right back. Black Billionaires Club, the book that I wrote, you can simply find it by going to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com. You want to read more about wealthy black folk? You can do that right there, theblackbillionairesclub.com. Let's continue our journey into what's going on, Mr. Johnson. That's one of my mentors right there. Mr. Johnson's joining. You know, if we got a Mr. Johnson site, I must be doing something right. I must be doing something right. Got a Mr. Johnson site. What's going on with your brother? That's one of my mentors right there. New Black Wall Street Book Club, continue our journey into a wealth choice. Next subsection is, so you want to be a millionaire. So you want to be a millionaire. New Black Wall Street Book Club. Let's keep reading. Lack of opportunity is the excuse of the timid and the fearful. Opportunities, they're everywhere. A new era is dawning. Thousands of men and women have made their fortune from ideas that others pass by or dismiss. Just as the bee creates honey from the same flower that the spider saps its poison, some men and women will produce their riches from the most common, trivial ideas that others discard. Countless positions that were closed only decades ago are now inviting you and me to enter. There's latent power everywhere, waiting for the observant eye to discover. If it is wealth that you seek, study yourself, your own needs and wants. Let me read that again. There's latent power everywhere, waiting for the observant eye to discover. If it is wealth that you seek, Study yourself, your own needs and wants. Everybody put in console, study myself. Great morning to you, Miss Anthony. We got a raw sighting too. Oh my goodness. We're doing something right. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Study yourself, your own needs and wants. Opportunities. Every life is full of opportunity. Every breath, every moment, and every encounter is an opportunity. An opportunity to look past the traditional, to step out over outdated methods, and to ignore the words that's the way it has always been done. I want you guys to think about that for a second. Right? Look past the traditional, to step over outdated methods, and to ignore the words, that's the way it has always been done. I want you to think about that for a second. Right? We're in the time now, 2021, and I was thinking about this over the weekend. And I want you to, think about that three words. Let me say it again. Past the traditional, stepping over outdated methods, and to ignore the words the way it has always been done. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share some place, some industry that you have heard this. And you're saying to yourself, it don't always have to stay that way. Something that's been traditional that needs to change. Something that's outdated and we just simply don't need to be doing that way anymore. Or something that you keep hearing these words from the old croaks, that's the way it's always been done. Now, 2020, the way that it was always been done, it just simply couldn't be done that way anymore. And so it was a force that happened in the world and our society that caused them to have to evolve. Although we probably saw this evolution coming for 5 to 10 years ahead of time. Look past the traditional. Step over outdated methods. I want you to think about your industry right now. Wherever it is that you work, that you find yourself putting in the hours, and you keep saying, why are we doing it this? Why are we still doing this way? Outdated methods, right? In other words, that's where it's always been done. Every classroom, every book, and every lesson is an opportunity. An opportunity to prove and improve yourself. An opportunity to say yes, though the world says no. An opportunity to put it all on the line. An opportunity to immerse yourself in the dream buried in your heart. Every business transaction is an opportunity. An opportunity to serve, an opportunity to make a difference, an opportunity to test market conditions, an opportunity to stamp your brand, an opportunity to let your light so shine and glorify your Father in heaven. Spot and seize opportunities as if they were gold. Are the words written above the door leading to prosperity, and who should know better than Don Barden? Growing up in the shipyards of Cleveland, Ohio, Barden valued ambition and determination over money and connections before finding his place in the field of expertise. Extremely driven, Barden told those in his inner circle, I had to control the events of my life. It was my call. Either sulk and languish in poverty or carry out my plans regardless of the opinion of others. In the end, if you take care of business, your business will take care of you. Barden realized that the only way you can truly get ahead is by venturing into areas where others fear to tread. At last count, this casino operator and real estate developer was worth more than $500 million. Wealth requires a Maggie Lena Walker to hold her ground and push without fear or trepidation. At the turn of the 20th century, Walker was not a promising candidate for financial success by any measure. She was penniless in a world that valued wealth, a female in a society that favored males, and a woman of color who sought riches in an arena where skin color mattered most. In 1903, those sound fiscal policies and boundless energy, Walker became the first woman, black or white, to charter a U.S. bank, the St. Luke Penny Savings. Refusing to be intimidated by poverty or racial injustice, she would counsel all those who would listen. No one can prosper when they expect to remain poor. Let's invest our money and reap the benefit ourselves. As her financial empire grew, Walker knew that besides providing the power to transform ideas, wealth equals freedom. Everybody put in the console, wealth equals freedom. Wealth equals freedom. The giants of the race have been men and women of exquisite concentration, individuals who just kept hammering away at one place until they reached their objective. If you're wondering what makes people wealthy, look no further than perseverance in spite of every difficulty, courage that enables you to overcome all trials and disappointment, and a single unwavering aim matched by intense purpose. There's no open door to the temple of wealth. Whoever dares to enter must forge his or her own way. Oh, that's what's up, man. Maggie said that's that Richmond, Virginia. We love Maggie Walker. Some of us just heard about Maggie Walker. There's no secret to amassing wealth. Lisa Nicole Cloud declared as she stood before a room packed with teary-eyed women from every economic strata and walk of life. Ladies, this powerhouse of a motivator barked during a standing room only sales rally. The key to wealth is within your reach, but you must design your life or someone else will. You must design your life or someone else will. I've walked in your shoes, she continued. I've been rejected, ridiculed, and kicked to the curb. I know what you're going through. My journey from bootstraps to big time did not occur overnight. Plenty of nights I sank to my knees asking God to reveal his purpose, his divine plan. My turning point occurred when a dear friend, a mentor, someone who I respected and admired, said to me during one of the lowest points of my life, Lisa, you either live your dreams or live your fears. The only barrier that stands between you and what you want out of this life is the will to try and the faith to believe in your dreams. Those words of wisdom changed her life. 5 years ago, Cloud navigated the same road of uncertainty and instability as most employees who struggle within the corporate framework. As a pharmaceutical sales rep, each day she wondered if and when she will fall victim to corporate downsizing. She realized that the security she had once felt in her career was gone and that she had to do something different. She began exploring a variety of business opportunities and soon discovered a new venture in the voice over internet protocol or the VoIP direct sales arena. With a modest startup investment, Cloud decided to launch her own voice over VoIP telecom business in the direct sales industry. Devoting every spare moment to realizing her dream, her strong work ethic has paid off handsomely. Not only has she created unbelievable success for herself, she is internationally known as the Millionaire Maker, training and developing tens of thousands of direct sales associates around the world, many of whom boast seven-figure incomes. Cloud's message is on point and simple. Turn potential into performance and adhere to the traits and qualities of the financial elite who live life on their terms. Opportunities, you ask? Opportunities are endless. And we should know, still in her mid-30s, she has already been dubbed the queen of direct sales. At a time when opportunity and wealth call out and demand the best in each of us, Tyrese Gibson stands as the ultimate icon of nerve, imagination, and fortitude. Gibson wasn't destined for stardom. Raised by a single mother in the rough and unforgiving neighborhood of South Central Los Angeles, he was statistically more likely to be a victim of drive-by shooting than financial success. Gibson was 6 years old when his father left a family of 4 children. Instead of succumbing to the crime-infested streets, Gibson decided to battle his way out. It was far from easy. He shared with me after speaking to my freshman business seminar class, but I always believed in myself and that I could overcome any odds. Poverty and confusion are not deterrents to success. As a child, his household was filled with the sounds of the soulful balladeers, including Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway, and Marvin Gaye. Between those rhythm and blues giants and his mother, Gibson was inspired to never be caught without a song in his heart or a melody on his lips. In other words, he pursued his hobby of singing. In 1995, that hobby turned into a career. Gibson answered a casting call posted on the wall in his high school. A local public relations firm was combing the area searching for an African-American male to serve in the lead role in a soft drink promotional campaign. Gibson didn't hesitate. Unable to find a ride to the audition, he rode a city bus instead and was 2 hours late for his appointment. Ironically, the producer and ad agency director were caught in the same traffic. Despite the delay and never want to be weakened by excuses, the budding entertainer convinced the director that he, Gibson, was born for the part. When the curtain fell on his first take in a makeshift back alley studio, his reputation was made. Thanks to his achievements, Gibson is now known to millions as a multi-platinum singer, songwriter, actor, fashion model, and author. When I asked for the keys to financial empowerment, he stood to make his point. Attack your dreams with a solitary purpose and vision, and learn to get out of your own way. Let me read that again for the people in the back. Attack your dreams. Attack! With a solitary purpose and vision, and learn to get out of your own way. Now, some of us, we got to hear that again for this morning. Some of us simply are in our own way. Get out of your own way. Opportunities, they're all around us. The surest and quickest way to a fortune is through humanity's prime necessities. Each of us is forced to toil for our own food, our own shelter, our own clothing. Although initially people may struggle, anyone who is wise enough to supply society's wants, prudent enough to improve the methods of humanity can use, and clever enough to offer comfort, leisure, and peace of mind to the well-being of others will eventually rise to distinction. Riches are lying everywhere for the observant eye. Many of us who believe we are poor are rich in possibilities. I'm going to read that last part again. The surest and quickest way to a fortune is through humanity's prime necessities. Each of us is forced to toil for our own food, shelter, and clothing. Although initially people may struggle, anyone, everybody put in the console, anyone who is wise enough to supply society's wants, prudent enough to improve the methods that humanity can use, and clever enough to offer comfort, leisure, and peace of mind to the well-being of others will eventually rise to distinction. Riches are lying everywhere for the observant eye. Many of us who believe we are poor are rich in possibilities. You are rich in possibilities. What a great selection for us. The Wealth Choice, the book by Mr. Dennis Kimbro, Success Secrets of Black Millionaires. Again, you can find that book by simply going to his website, www.denniskimbro.com, www.denniskimbro.com. What are you guys' thoughts, man? Any takeaways from today's reading? 30 minutes a day to keep broke and stupid away as we go through The Wealth Choice, a book written by a Black man to help us with success. Of course, he is connected also with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. That's what we got here today, man. Catch up on these comments, then we'll get out of here as you guys go and attack your day. What's going on? Good morning to you, Miss Nutri. Wakita, what's up? Miss Melanie Peters out of Miami. Thanks so much for joining us today. We got an Almanac sighting. Jennifer, what's going on? Donto Williams out of Tennessee, man. Thanks so much for joining us today on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. That's right. Wealth equals freedom. Wealth equals freedom, man. This is the New Black Wall Street Book Club where Black folk do read. You put it in the book, and we absolutely will find it. I'm your host, ERGJ, certified financial educator. I want you guys to remember this. That takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God that's more than enough. Till next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club. New Black Wall Street. With your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now, you ain't got a little computer, but we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learned at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Yeah. New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street Book Club.